God do for you that's like truly a miracle?
Well, do you want the long version or the short version?
If I give you the mic, will you give the short version? I mean, you know, if your testimony starts off in the beginning, we know it's the long one. But go ahead, let me help you. But don't make it too short, people don't get it. But just start from the background.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It starts with your back.
It starts with my back. A lot of people here probably already know. In my early 20s, I had a bulging disc in my low back. It got progressive over the years, and we're 25, 30 years into it, and it was debilitating, okay? So it got to where I could barely get through a full service standing up. Went to South Africa last year, and I started to pray, Lord, I need a disc in my back. If I'm going to do this, I need a disc in my back. Prayed and prayed for months last year. Nothing came out of it. In fact, I did get some relief while there, but when I came back home, the pain was back. So it was like, it's not really a miracle, right? This year came around, and we're going to, as you all know, we built a church this year. Yep. I said, I'm not going to be able to build a church with a back like this. This ain't going to work. So I started to pray again. This year was a little different. I started to pray a little different. I said, Father, give me some revelation, something I can work with, right? Something I can hold on to, something I can move with, something that's going to get me results. What am I doing different? What do I need to do different? So this was going on for months, to be honest with you. And then I came into church on a Sunday, the 14th, actually, of September 14th. And I was sitting over there, first song and praise and worship. And the Lord dropped in, stand on my word, into my mind. And it was like the whole church stopped. That's all I could see was stand on my word. Didn't know what it meant. Didn't know what to do with it. But the Lord knew what I was going to do with it, right? I had no idea. Until actually the next day when I went to work, I decided, during my morning prayer, they came back into my mind. So I started to say, oh, what? Because, in fact, my wife gave me this that morning. She gave me this that morning. Faith has a voice, yeah. Oh, I didn't know why until I got to work. And then I realized, stand on my word, stand on my word. So as I started to pray, stand on my word became clear. It became evident what it meant. The revelation hit. I grasped the revelation. I grabbed onto the revelation. I knew what was happening. And I knew what was happening, right? So I started to pray his word, not mine. Right? So I started grabbing these healing scriptures out of your book, Faith Has a Voice. And I was saying, Lord, this is your word, not mine. I'm only telling you what you said. You've already made the magic happen. The victory's already won. All I have to do is grab it. It's already here. I don't need to make up. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. So I started to pray his word over and over. I was running around the conference room at work, praying in the Holy Ghost. And then I was grabbing onto these healing prayers, right? And I did this all week. That was starting on Monday. Tuesday, I promise I'll cut this short. Tuesday, I come into work, same thing, but I had this new pain in my back. It wasn't the disc pain, all right? I know the disc pain, brand new pain. And I thought, oh my God, I'm doing all this and it's getting worse. So I took some ibuprofen, pain went away. Did this all day, it was about 2 hours. About 2 hours, take ibuprofen and it'll go away. But I had to do it every 2 hours. And I called my doctor and he said, well, ibuprofen wouldn't take a disc pain away. And I was like, you're right, I've never been able to get rid of the disc pain with ibuprofen. He said, why don't you come back in Friday? We got to figure this out because you may need to go to get an MRI. We don't know what's going on. Go back into the doctor, and he took another x-ray. Took one in June, by the way. He's like, go to work, and I'll call you when I look at the results. And a few hours go by. He calls me up at work, and he says, you got a minute? I said, well, yeah. Is it good or bad? It didn't sound like it was good news because he sounded confused, right? He said, I'm looking at your x-rays. He said, he was kind of stuttering. He says, you have a healthy disc in your low back. Oh, there's a picture of it. So if you look on the left side, it's a little foggy, but there's nothing there. You can see bone to bone, 6/11/25. You see that bottom disc? There is no disc, bone to bone. This is the one from the other day. full healthy disc.
Tell about your back straightening.
Oh, he said, oh, by the way, if that wasn't enough, our God is a God of overflow, right? See on the left side how everything's to the left? They call that rotation, right? If you look on the right, he said, suddenly your back is straight as an arrow. It don't make no sense. This don't make any darn sense. This don't make any sense, I said. I said, doctor, in fact, it does make a little sense. In that sense, it's God. So what's really cool about all this is now I get to minister to my doctor.
Listen. His doctor says, how did that happen? He says, would you please come to my office and tell me how that happened? So he goes to his office, starts to tell him about the power of God. It's like, wow, what?
He asked me to come in on Sunday, his day off. The man sounded thoroughly confused. I thought he was a man of faith. He was a man of little faith. But that's all changing before our eyes. I talk to him once a week about the good Lord now.
Hey, now listen. If I lined up people with back issues,